Portuguese coming out, Maito, to be expected here. Ladies and gentlemen, this is game number 3 in a best-of-7 series between Kaiser Klein and Canisius. The winner of this series will qualify for our LAN tournament here at the Escape Studio in Manchester. That will be happening in July. We'll fly them here, expenses paid, to compete on our stage. The winner will qualify. The loser will go to the lower bracket, where there is still a chance to qualify. But this is a big match for these players. Kaiser Klein, 2-0 up, but has now used Germany and France. He cannot play them for the remainder of the series, and we know those are his strongest civilizations. He has now selected British, but we're on the home territory of the Canisius now. Let's start with him in the south of the map in the color red. Here he is, and I just remembered that we got a $2.24 donation from Alter Harry earlier, so thank you very much. Kaiser Hype, he says. That was 15 minutes ago. Thank you very much for the dono, and Alkheim raiding with a party of 4 viewers. Thank you very much for sending everyone our way. But yes, I'm looking forward to this game, and if there were a map for Canisius to perform, it would be this one. Very, very strong on the water, and I'm so eager to see what his deck is and just how he intends to play this. But yeah, I think New England, especially with all these ponds where boats can be spawned and quite a considerable number of fish, and a really strategic tactical island that you can put outposts on just to lock down the water control, I'm expecting great things from Canisius. But yes, here he is in the south of the map, playing in the color red as the Portuguese, and immediately with his scout, they're going to pick up 95 wood, a really, really nice start there. Doesn't spot his 2 sheep, but they are safely tucked behind his base, so can get them, I'm sure, at a later point. But let's talk about Kaiser's scouting. Very aggressive scouting here, straight over to his opponent's side of the map. No time wasted, just to contest his opponent's sheep, and contest his opponent's explorer, and indeed steal his opponent's treasures on his side of the map, whilst the ones that are on his own side he can come back to later. I really, really like that from Kaiser.
Yeah, I think also getting the Explorer lower HP is pretty important as well, just in case Canisius would go for, like, Advanced Trading Post or something. This way it would be a little bit easier to deny. He's going to restrict Canisius' options in that sense just by getting the extra damage done here. And he has to come scout down here eventually anyway, so why not just follow the Explorer around while he scouts?
Yeah, get it all searched out whilst you can, and taking quite a lot of damage there, but doesn't look like Canisius wants to put his villagers in the TC. I think Kaiser almost trying to bait him into doing that just to delay his age up and get a bit of an advantage out, but Canisius, he wants to age up as competitively and as fastly as possible, so he's not going to put any villagers in his TC there. But Kaiser, he's gotten bored of that, and oh no, he's coming behind the base. He's found 40 coin, which is one of Canisius' sort of free treasures, but those 2 sheep, they're behind the base, and he's going to be able to get them. The question is, can he get them home safely, or do you think he'll delete them? I think if he finds them, he'll give it a go. Oh, that's so close. No, he does see the 1 sheep, and he's going to see the second one as well. Kaiser's going to grab those, and that's not too good news for Canisius. I don't think he knew those sheep were there, but they were kind of his to get, but now not going to be the case.
By the way, I really like what Canisius' done now. Having taken so much damage and knowing exactly where Kaiser's Explorer is, he's just like, I'm just going to go as far away from possible and take everything on your side.
Yeah, but he's going to find 2 sheep on... Brilliant. So actually, this has all worked out quite nicely.
Yeah, seems like it. And, Kaiser actually not sending 3 vills, going for Virginia Company straight up. So, going to be playing greedy in kind against Canisius, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, he probably expects he'll have quite a lot of time to get away with it and to do this, right? Canisius has and always does build docks, except that one time where he played standard on, what map was it, Manchuria, and surprised everyone against snow and tried to be aggressive, and it was just, it was brilliant to see, but he flailed and it didn't work out. But yeah, if that had been the case this game, I think Canisius could get away with it, because, you know, Virginia Company, very, very greedy indeed. But Maito, you're absolutely right to point out that dock. Looks like Schooners has come down, and the first of many docks has hit the board.
Yep, and I bet you with that first fishing boat, he's going to bring that vill across the water and use that. Well, maybe not the first fishing boat, but he's going to bring that vill across to the pond, surely. Yeah, he is going to do that. So he's going to be building additional docks on that island there, which will be a lot harder for a Kaiser to contest.
Yeah. And yeah, building a dock over here for sure. It just can't. It's not accessible, is it? Unless you have water control yourself to go and get on the land there. Villager does come off, and he's going to start gathering from the trees. And he also has an extra coin mine over here as well, which is going to be really, really helpful. This map, quite low coin, and controlling that island, you do have an extra one available to you. And looks like he's going to place this town center here as well, just to lock down, anti-ship attack of 75 of 40 range. Really, really strong building against boats. And Canisius fully intending to take the water here. But let's go catch up with what Kaiser Klein's doing. He's now age 2, aging with 500 food. Not going to bother with that outpost by the looks of it. Just wants to get more food so that he can keep his vills queued whilst he stays on wood, being very, very greedy so he can build as many manors as possible. Already at 80 mana population there. And I'm sure get up even every time he gets enough wood, he's just going to slam one down, race up to 200 population, and he's going to be able to keep up with the Portuguese for sure doing this. He's going to have a very strong land economy.
This is really smart, by the way, picking up this trading post. It's going to help out his build as well, but more importantly, it's going to slow down any potential stagecoach later on if Kaiser wants to go for that, which I feel like Kaiser might try to go for that after this Virginia company if his goal is truly just to try and outboom Canisius, which at the moment it's looking like it is. So that's going to just make it a little bit more difficult for him if Kaiser is not going to be able to train units, not going to be able to get the stagecoach as freely as he'd like. And we'll also give him a little bit more vision on that side of the map if any hussars or anything try to raid down through the side before he has his walls set up.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense there. And at the moment, I think Kaiser focusing on the mana population, but the stagecoach, certainly something he'll be interested in getting, and for sure that's going to slow it down. But 700 wood from both players, but for different reasons. The 700 wood for Kaiser just going to finish up, now 190, and that's these two manors here going to put him up to max population there. And for Canisius, it looks like just to build a second dock and a third dock, and look at how many fishing boats. He's going absolutely crazy here.
Yeah, but that being said, he's not ahead just yet. Rendering plant is coming in, which is going to help quite a bit, but Kaiser keeping up so far in the economic population, just as a result of that manor boom and that 5 settler shipment coming in. And he's got a forward barracks now. Does he have anything in queue? There's a few pikemen in queue, so maybe going to look to apply a little bit of pressure to this wall, force a bit of a reaction out of Canisius. Or else just to siege the trading post, one of the two.
Yeah, either or. Pikeman, now that he's got his 200 population, the barracks has come down and he's starting to make military. Seems appropriate, right? You can't boom anymore as the British.
Oh, actually, he's going to go siege the dock, it looks like.
That makes a lot of sense. The trouble with that, though, is the TC.
Never mind.
Yeah, those even with 3 villages in there, it's going to be tough. And actually, Canisius very smartly, Maito, placing the TC on the edge of the coast here. The fishing boats can actually be garrisoned in the TC, and they will shoot out at the TC because it will register as villages being inside. So that TC is going to be very dangerous to land units as well.
It's also really easy to wall in this TC with this cliff here and these small choke points. Later on, I guess he could still siege it from the top of that cliff with the pikemen.
But you definitely get fewer units, right? It's not like you can get a good surround on it.
But I don't think Kaiser will be looking to siege the TC or anything like that this early on. But he's actually clicking up to Fortress now.
Okay, so it looks like British going for a very, very strong Fortress Age timing. We don't often see that style of play with British, but against Canisius here, he's not had to deal with any kind of pressure. Just goes with the greediest boom possible. And he's actually going to have a really insane Fortress Age. He's got a lot of economy here. And Canisius, he is going to catch up. He's already caught up. He's gotten ahead, in fact, of Kaiser's boom. But Kaiser is going to have a lot of pressure behind this to follow up. Lots of pikemen continuing to harass. Let's take a look at their decks, actually. Kaiser Klein here, fairly normal, to be fair. Lots of water potential. Lots of water potential, right? There's not only the 2 Vels and a frigate and the improved warships. Minutemen being called just to deal with some of these pikemen here. Is going to pull, though, these pikes with the larger batch of pikes. They get them to safety. Really nicely done. But forcing Minutemen, that's going to be really good for Kaiser, and he doesn't really care. He's just going to go up somewhere else and harass this trading post on the top. But Kaiser, he's got 4 privateers in here as well. Very, very strong boat. boat, and of course 2 monitors. I think Britain, the only civ in the game that can ship 2 monitors as a shipment, which is going to be exceptional for dealing with Canisius, right? He can put them on his pond or on the water, and the really super long-range attack, that's going to help him contest what would usually be very difficult to deal with on New England. Those monitors would be very helpful for dealing with this island, but actually Kaiser has already moved his water spawn point, Maite. You're pointing that out, perhaps intending to ship boats much sooner than we thought.
Yeah, also, it seems like Canisius may be being a little bit complacent with his walls as well, because he hasn't really anticipated the possibility of a boat appearing here and bringing his whole army across.
Oh, that's true. Oh my goodness. He aged
So he
with the
maybe
caravel.
thinks he's safer than he actually is.
You're absolutely right. He aged with the caravel and 400 wood with the intention of taking his longbowmen and pikemen to ferry them across.
Water.
Oh no. Big shipment coming in, but not where it needs to be. I mean, this makes sense. He wants to lock down his water control. He expects his opponent to start contesting the ocean where his fish are, and that makes absolute sense. And I think most right-minded players would do that. They would think, oh my goodness, I can't let Canisius get away with a fish boom. So Canisius preemptively sending a frigate to deal with that. But, okay, he's broken through the wall, and it looks like the town centre has scouted that perhaps that caravel or something like that. He is going to build a wall, actually. Incorporating this natural defensive wall into it as well. He doesn't want anything coming across that pond. Okay, so this seems okay, actually. But the frigate is not going to be doing anything for a while.
Before things get too crazy, we should probably mention as well that Canisius did pick up the Huron settlement, which has another fishing upgrade for 20% on whales and fish, so his economy is really, really strong behind this.
Oh, wow, it's so cheap as well. Just 75 wood and 75 gold. Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, it's kind of insane, yeah.
That's really, really strong. Let's take a look at Canisius Deck as well. We never actually got around to doing it. But, yeah, just nothing that you would see most players sending. I mean, he's got a couple of crates in here, but really it's just stacked with upgrades. And, yeah, classic Canisius, right? Minutemen are being called from this TC before it goes down. They are very strong units, wants to use them up. And behind this has some Castadors helping fight. But now that the longbowmen and cannons are here, he's not going to want to keep them too close. And it looks like that actually this TC will go down. Not too good for Canisius, but Portuguese, they get so many TCs, he's probably not super worried about losing one of them. And what it is doing is buying a lot of time for him to get into this game and get his units on the board.
Yeah, definitely. 2 organ guns going to come out now, though, along with 2 from the artillery foundry. One going to instantly go down.
God, this is why organ guns are so rubbish.
This is why organ guns are not good against other cannons.
Yeah,
2 of them going down very easily there.
He didn't have them both sort of, all 4 of them set up at the same time, then they would have stood a chance against the falconets there. I almost wish he'd trained culverins instead, but that is what he's training now, culverins in Q. And he's going to try and take his Castadors and organ guns behind that wall by the looks of it. British now through the wall, and this is looking to be quite tough. Coming forward with his
although
Castador.
with the culverins out now, I think
Nicely
he'll be
done.
just fine.
Yeah.
The presence of those organ guns might just force Kaiser to retreat here, and yeah, he's going to be taking his leave now.
Yeah, he's done enough
And
damage. He
Immediately behind that, he's going to start booming on the stagecoach line now.
Yeah. Try and catch up with it. But, okay, well, I mean, the stagecoach is great, and he has complete control of the land, so for sure going to get it. But Canisius on 71 villager population, and remember he's got rendering plant and that Huron upgrade behind this, which is 40% fishing. So you think 71 with a 0.4 multiplier? That's a lot of, well... Actually, not all of that 73 are fishing boats because he has got villagers mixed in. But the point is he's got a much stronger economy than this represents. And Portuguese, it's not like British pressure has done super too much. He's killed a TC, which is pretty good, but I'm still feeling pretty good for Canisius right now. And whale oil on top of that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess what it's done so far is it's delayed Canisius from maybe getting up to the industrial age and getting some of those factories and stuff like that. It's also definitely just restricted the amount of space that Canisius has, and given Kaiser a lot more resources to work with on the sort of northwest side of the map here. And, yeah, 2 trading posts up now. 2 more coming down, and I imagine Stagecoach is on its way, and he's got cannons of his own coming, but I don't know if it's going to be soon enough, as Canisius going to be clicking up to Industrial any moment now.
Yeah, he's got
with Bastion in as well.
Food. And Bastion, I'm feeling Team Canisius right now. Look at this. The walls now have 400% more hit points. They are not an easy thing to bring down. They're very, very tanky, 7,500%. It's a very expensive upgrade. But, yeah, going to be much harder now for Kaiser Klein to bash them down. And with the Industrial Age queued, let's see what he's going up with. I expect to see either the Engineer or the Tycoon. Going to go up with the Viceroy, actually. So that grants... Oh, it's Culver in War.
I think Kaiser was going to try maybe to dodge that shot by garrisoning in the Caravel at the right moment, but unfortunately didn't quite manage to do that. But he is barely going to win the Culve fight here, which is going to allow him to continue pushing the base here while Canisius ages up.
Yeah. That's going to be frustrating for Canisius. Really good artillery control, and taking out that organ gun as well. That gate was a little bit awkwardly placed, those having to path around there. But 2 more organ guns, pardon me, Culverins coming out to deflect this. And yeah, does get a shot in though before it dies. Still very good control from Kaiser. This wall only now just going to go down though, but behind this, looks like he's just going to add more walls in. Just a reminder, with the Bastion upgrade in, these walls do take longer to build than the original Palisade ones. Oh,
the
TC Wagon! Oh my god! That's not good.
That's a nice pickup for Kaiser. I don't think it'll be too much of an issue for Canisius, though. It will make his Vils and Cosine a little bit less safe, but it's not going to be super relevant as he's already almost full boomed, pretty much.
Yeah, but a lot of Vils going down here as well. He's not... Yeah, okay. And he's actually just going to build a town center instead with his Explorer. So that is actually kind of a big deal for him. He's not going to have a free TC just to garrison in and call Minutemen from and all of these things. But does have quite a lot of artillery now, and they're well out of range of the organ gun. Has got walls here, and I think these organ guns will be able to force the longbows away.
Yeah, especially with the presence of the heavy cannons that... Oh, actually, that's huge that the heavy cannons couldn't come to, like, the town center that he just killed, or the free town center that he would have gotten. So they're going to have to walk all the way from here. Going to get spotted by the manors if Kaiser's really paying attention, but they're definitely going to force the British army away, and Kaiser's going to have to think about... Oh,
8 HP.
That Culverin Royale upgrade.
Oh, wow, is that giving it just enough HP to stay alive? But Kaiser does manage to get them both very low. I think Kaiser going to pick it off with
the longbows there.
In fact, both of them.
Last one's still going to live.
19? But, oh, it does go down.
But I think Kaiser's going to have to think about maybe adapting into
Privateer
Industrial
fleet
himself pretty soon. Oh, that's nice. Going to pick off that frigate very quickly, maybe. 4 broadsides coming out there.
Yeah, that frigate does not stand a chance.
Yeah, this is going to force a big reaction from Canisius on the water here, and potentially he can kill a lot of fishing boats and stuff in the meantime.
Yeah, and using
dropping down a dock himself behind this, but a factory coming out for Canisius to try and... well, he will be compensating basically for that with that factory.
Yeah, God, I really love this from Kaiser. Just like using the these insane boats, right? They're very, very strong. To just grab some presence aggressively on the water, slams down a dock, and then just kind of smash 2 outposts up next to it just to secure the map control. Needs these anti-ship attacks.
Canisius distracted by what's going on in the water. He's not noticing the Culverin shots coming on his heavy cannons there.
I was distracted too. Has he lost 2 heavy cannons, or is that just
he lost just the 1, but it could have been more if he didn't notice in time. But it looks like he is going to pick up all those cannons pretty comfortably. I mean, there's 4 more Culverins coming out from Canisius here, but Culverins are not going to help now that his artillery is already dead.
Yeah. He was really hoping to kill off his enemy Culves with his Culverin Royale upgrade, and then just abuse his 2 heavy cannons to just stop Kaiser Klein from coming into his base. All Kaiser has is Longbow Pike, which are just infantry, and they're going to be absolutely slaughtered by heavy cannons, but now he doesn't have those. Suddenly this land defense has gotten very, very hard. I wonder why Kaiser has committed so much. I guess he's going longbow pike just because longbows have exceptional range, especially with yeomen, and they're very, very capable of taking down artillery and able to finish off, get final blows and things like that on longbowmen. But now pushing forward with 2 frigates that he's trained, or one that he's trained and one that he's upgraded, just going to batter down this dock. A lot of pressure now coming. A lot of canoes there have been trained.
Yeah, I mean, that's the advantage of having built that native TP earlier in the game as well. If he tried to build it right now, there's no way he would have got
3
it up
caravels
right.
coming in. But improved warships coming in just in time for Kaiser Klein as well, so his warship's going to get a nice boost. But with all these canoes and the 3 caravels, it looks like he's going to be able to push Kaiser back for the time being whilst he waits for his carronade upgrades to come in, or armor plating, as well as the broadsides to recharge. But going to use this brief respite to replace his docks here. Remember, he can garrison canoes and fishing boats in them, and that's going to give him a lot of anti-ship there. And I'd half expect to see outposts being thrown down. Look at all these walls, houses on the island there. Really nice play from Canisius, just to keep all of his buildings really, really safe and out of the way. But what a paradise place to live.
That makes it doubly important that he defends this location, because losing all of those houses would hurt him quite a bit. But behind this, Kaiser is looking to maybe start going up to industrial now. He's also like sort of joined up with his fleet here, with the culverins on the coast and stuff like that, to start taking out these docks and these boats. And he's looking to be in a really strong position. Even just look at the scores. He's up 60 score at this point.
Yeah.
He's got a second town center finally going down on the coastline up here. And yeah, he's just looking to be in a good spot overall.
Just securing the coast with TCs and outposts. There's no way. If Canisius pushes back, he's going to need land presence to deal with these buildings here. It's going to be so hard now. And the culverins are going to be so effective against the boats as well. And they've even got heated shot from the arsenal to do even more damage versus boats. So
yeah, that's really smart.
He's really losing a lot of ground on the water here. These canoes,
although
very, very
there's
strong.
A lot of canoes, yeah.
There are a lot of canoes, but look how many actual navy ships there are. I don't think the canoes will be able to keep up.
The other important thing is Canisius investing so heavily in defending the water that he's got nothing left on land. Look at the military unit population. He's down 70 population.
And no wood in his base either. He's sort of gathered it all out, though has another mango grove, so to speak, that he can chop. Back to the water.
Yeah, but this is looking like it's approaching the point where it could be over even.
Yeah, it looks
like none of these fishing boats are gathering. They're just garrisoned for defense in these docks. So the economic population is a lot more in favor of it than it is, although there's a monitor taking out some of these culverins and trading posts. But yeah, Kaiser is sort of beating Canisius at his own game on the water here a little bit.
I really love. Look at this, and even Canisius. Look at Kaiser Klein bringing his culverins onto the land. Looks like the Vils are just frantically trying to bash them down. But this is the advantage of having outposts on this island. That you have all this water control, but the culverins are now here to do damage, but I think those Vils are actually going to be able to bash them down. I don't think Kaiser took that into account, but does deliver 50 longbowmen onto the island as well to defend it here, and looks like Canisius going to lose control of all of his housing. This is not ideal for him at all. I really love Kaiser's choice to play British here. They just have such good naval shipments. That's exactly what you need. 4 privateers arriving.
Boat.
Yeah, forced into the corner. That's going to go down there. I mean, 4 privateers arriving all at once is just such a large number of units. But another monitor is called. He's going to use a special attack on the culverin. It gives you such a big water presence all of a sudden, and you catch Canisius totally off guard with the privateers, and behind it, just so important to get docks and outposts down. It's exactly what he did. Kaiser performing very well today.
Yeah, this was some really, really clean play from him so far in this series. And I think this is going to be an unexpected result on this map as well, because people don't really consider Kaiser to be the best player on water or against water, and Canisius, of course, is sort of considered the best player on water. And Kaiser just doing very, very well here. And I honestly don't see how Canisius could maybe win from this position. He's sort of taking maybe back control on the land with this monitor and rebuilding some town centers, as well as maybe looking to take this trading post for himself, but losing the water, which he's invested so many of these upgrades into, is really, really painful. And Kaiser could even potentially think about taking the water himself with some fishing boats.
Hot damn. This is absolutely bananas. But let's take a look at, eco unit population, right? All this time, Canisius has still been maintaining a slight lead. But I think with the fishing boats, they're going to be pushed off the water very soon, and all these houses going down, that economy going to be very, very hard-pressed.
The outlaws on this island as well getting aggroed by that ship there, so going to apply a little bit of extra damage there.
Yeah, I guess the area damage attacked them. New subscriber, Periwentos, coming in. That's what the Iroquois say. Periwentos, I believe.
I think that's right.
Yeah, thank you very much for the subscription. Gonna have to reset those Guardians by retreating away from them. Thankfully, they don't have all that much damage, doing all that much damage to the boats, but certainly going to be annoying. But the pikes on this island just cleaning these houses up.
Yeah, that's going to be a little bit painful for Canisius to have to rebuild, especially if he wants to be trading warships at the same time to hold on to what little water presence he has left.
Oh my god, look at Kaiser's got like no food income. He's just built a mill. All his resources have been on food and gold this whole time just to build boats. He's not built a single unit on food. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's true. But what was I going to say? I was going to say something a moment ago, but it's gone.
My apologies.
Oh, he's finally going up to industrial behind this with 2 shipments ready, so potentially 3 rockets to apply some more pressure on land once he's cleaned up the water here, as well as some factories going to be coming behind this. Also, even dropping down some towers on the island here just to make sure that he really secures this, because Canisius' late-game economy is really reliant on these fishing boats, and denying it is definitely going to hurt him. So just being really diligent about that. But there's a lot of warships out for Canisius now, even starting to train some galleons.
Yeah, I get he's trained he's trained both everything else. Or maybe the galleons to tank if it's just out in front. That's it's kind of clever actually, and it can train military units as well. Maybe he's going to try and reclaim the land by building units on the side here to get back there. But oh dear, the outlaws are getting angry again, and
they're on the British side.
Yeah, they are. Well, they had privateers earlier. It makes only sense that the outlaws want to defend with their pirate brethren. But yeah, trying to throw down as many outposts as he can here, and it looks like Canisius trying to shoot them down.
Yeah, I don't know if Kaiser has enough here to hold. He's invested a little bit in fishing boats himself as well behind this, so it's he doesn't really want to lose the water at this point after investing so heavily into contesting it.
Look at the pikes sieging that boat.
Yeah, they do quite a bit of decent damage to it.
This is insane. Like, how often do you see this kind of nonsense? This is wonderful.
Yeah, almost never. Almost never do both players go full Navy with full upgrades and start, like, investing literally everything they have into fighting over an island like this. But, I mean, on the land, it sort of allowed Canisius to sort of get back into it. He's almost... let me see how many villagers he has. He's up to 84 vills, so he's going to be fully boomed on the land. And if they sort of just, like, break even on the water here, that'll be a good outcome for Canisius, I think.
Yeah, Canisius... Oh, this monitor... Oh! Yeah, it does go down. Not going to get the repair, but Canisius still aggressively pushing back on the water, placing outposts on the land there. He's lost control of the island, but and Kaiser really trying to lock that down. He's got a couple of outposts and now upgrading to frontier outpost as well, just for the extra attack. There will be no extra hit points, but will be much stronger outposts.
Team Coastal Defenses is in now as well, so it's going to be doubly difficult for Kaiser to continue pushing on the water there. Yeah. As if you don't know, every building ends up with a extra multiplier against warships. So this dock's doing double damage, the outpost does double damage, everything does double damage now.
Yeah.
And, those outposts Kaiser are building are not super effective against monitors, apparently. Just getting absolutely one-shot there.
Yeah, the monitors, like every time the ability recharge, this boat just decides to just one-bang them. But it's a big broadside coming in from multiple boats there. Looks like that boat trying to get back. If he can get it home, he can repair it. Looks like it's going to get away with 100 HP and sail to safety. But now pushing him with galleons, which have incredible resistance to boat shots and fire from frontier outposts and things like that. These boats not going to take too much damage. God, very even economic unit population now. Let's take a look at upgrades. Canisius now getting artificial fertilizer in there. Doesn't have any plantation upgrades in just yet.
With that monitor on the land, Canisius actually taken control of the stagecoach.
Oh wow, that monitor in the pond is performing, and that's really good, especially on this map with such low coin. Right, you can for the late game have another coin income source.
Yeah, Canisius really sort of traded his water advantage for an advantage on land. So things are starting to look a little bit better for Canisius now that Kaiser didn't just completely overrun him on the water there. And Kaiser going to be setting up for the late game, finally adding some walls himself, doesn't want to have to deal with maybe some big Jeanette raids coming in the future.
Yeah.
So, it's really anyone's game right now.
It really is, right? I mean, Kaiser is, I think, better economically set up. He's got homesteading in and artificial fertilizer. He's even got circular saw and refrigeration on top of that as well. So he's got very good upgrades.
Canisius close to being able to click up to Imperial, though.
Oh, wow.
Which could be a big problem for Kaiser if he doesn't apply some pressure on land soon, which it looks like he's planning on doing with these mortars and these Hussars. But I think that might be more just for the trading posts and to deal with this pesky monitor than it is anything else. And I think Canisius is planning to go up to Imperial behind this. He's getting some really good trades on the water now that he's sort of finally managed to get up a decent navy with these 3 galleons sort of helping out and killing off all these outposts. And he's going to be potentially pretty far ahead economically once he gets those Imperial upgrades in.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. He's now clicked up to the Imperial Age, actually. Let's go to text being researched. Going up with El Presidente for 2,000 gold. And economic theory coming in as well. I was talking about refrigeration being in for Kaiser, which is really good. But eco theory, I think, even better than that. And he hasn't built a single plantation yet because he doesn't need to. He's still got gold, so he's still going to be gathering from really efficient and going to have those insane upgrades very soon as well.
Yeah, let's not forget, though, that British has a 2-monitor card that could potentially go down in this pond, which could apply a lot of pressure onto Canisius along with these mortars.
Low HP boat. The mortars are going to end up taking that down by the looks of it. They're creeping in there. And I don't think that Portuguese is aging, though, to Imperial, so he'll be able to send 3 caravels and a frigate again, and so might be able to reclaim the ponds if we do see monitors being shipped here. So Imperial Age going to be really helpful for that, but he's not going to have a shipment available for quite a while, and it looks like he knows that look, these mortars, they're going to take down that dock there, really try and deny Canisius on this pond. Proxy stable from Canisius. Oh, wow, this is blocking the wall, and if he just streams Hussars in...
And Kaiser hasn't noticed yet. He's too distracted with fighting on the water and on the land at the same time, so he could take a lot of economic damage here if Canisius on top of things. And he's got Hussars and Q at that stable, so things could get a little bit risky for Kaiser here as Canisius hits up to Imperial and is going to be soon distracting him inside the base. He's finally noticed he's dropping down some walls, some pretty inefficient walls that are going to take a long time to build, though, and going to get denied by one of those Hussars, but not the greatest batch of units from Canisius here, so really not going to be too scary overall.
No, just 2 Hussars with no upgrades, although veterancy coming in. Just getting the lay of the land with this Hussar, just making sure he can scout. I think he's looking for the factories. Those are the things that he wants to try and take out, and just making sure that he knows what is available in base. But yeah, monitors have arrived or once been trained from the dock of Kaiser Klein here, but with these 2 town centers and their extra times damage multiplier versus the boats, 3 town centers on this pond. It doesn't seem like
it's going to be super effective.
Just getting slaughtered. Yeah.
And that's just 1,000 resources down the drain there, which is every little resource is important when you're behind in Imperial tech. So Kaiser's really going to need everything he can get to either get himself up to Imperial or somehow get something going on the land here to punish this age up.
Canisi's fine. There was a moment earlier where we really were quite worried for him. And look, the Hussars coming all the way home here. And a sneaky dock from Canisi as well. 2 frigates in this pond. And Kaiser just does not have that same setup. You know, Canisi has 1, 2, 3 town centers, all with 2.5 times damage versus any boats that might spawn here. Kaiser does not have that, and these boats will be very hard to deal with unless he specifically trains mortars or culverins or something like that. But looks like we do see 2 monitors being shipped to the pond, and this is a big timing for him because he's already maxed out, I think, 2 monitors. He's trained... Has he trained 2 monitors? Actually, maybe he hasn't, but either way, there's a lot of boats coming in, and he's just going to try and push on the water here. But it's so hard against these docks and all these outposts.
Yeah, it looks like this might not go very well for him, though. There's not much in the way of warships here for Canisi. But yeah, Kaiser, just seeing how quickly his boats are getting destroyed by those buildings there, going to quickly make his way on out of there. But Kaiser, he's kind of invested all of his upgrades into these Hussars. At this point, he's making a lot of Hussars, but there's Imperial Jeannettes out for Canisi now, and Kaiser doesn't have the resources to age, and it's looking like Canisi just adapted really well after this pressure, and is looking to maybe be in a good spot, although there's some Culverin Royale, or not yet Culverin Royale, but soon to be, out now on this pond here, so he's going to manage to clean up the boats, it looks like, and sort of get him off of his pond.
Yeah, but we're going to see Caravel shipped into this pond as soon as the shipment becomes available.
Yeah, and at this point, with the water being pushed by Canisi now, and potentially going to be getting these whales back, with these Imperial upgrades behind this on his economy and on these Genetic Dragoons, I think that's, going to be GG there.
GG.
And that was a really, really nice game. I think this is the highlight game for me of the tournament so far.
Yeah. That was exceptional. I could swear Kaiser had it. It looked so clean. It looked so clean. Just 20 manas, just taking full advantage of the fact that Canisi does what he does. Just dumping as many manas down as possible, getting to so many villages, shipping the privateers and put that big push on the water, taking Canisi off guard. And but Canisi just performs so well, and I think he retains his title as strongest water player, and that's what we expect from Canisi. A very, very strong showing here, and Canisi, very, very strong player. The only trouble is there's not too many water maps in this tournament for him to compete at this level on, but a very well-deserved victory from him there.
Yeah, for sure, but a very, very close game nonetheless. Like, that could have gone either way at almost any point, aside from maybe the last 4 or 5 minutes of that game.
I'm astounded. That was amazing. Let's take a look at all resources gathered, rather. Very, very even. Very, very even. And I thought that Kaiser would be ahead early on with his big... actually, that is the case. You can see he is a bit ahead down there, but with those 40% upgrades to fishing, Canisi just ahead. But Kaiser does deal with the fishing. Just such an even game there. I think really what won it was finally getting Imperial Age, and it's just, you cannot keep up with that. Alright then. Let's head on out into the lobby, and we'll take a look at the civilization selection screen there. Portuguese now gone for Canisi. He cannot play that anymore. One of his stronger water civs, but that's okay because that might well be the last water map he gets to play. The next one is Florida at the end there, which could be really tough for him to get to. This fish out of water on tar desert and high plains. Not a drop of water there, and indeed on Pampas Sierras as well. But we shall have to see. Still got Japan, which is a very strong civ for Canisi.